Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we've got another washing machine here. This time it's a Hotpoint Ultima WT761. As you can see, it's a 1600 spin model. It's quite a nice one. It looks a bit rough on the outside, but it is what it is. I got this machine off someone today. It was behind a shop, so I don't even know if it's working. It could be working, it could be broken. We don't know what's wrong with it. I've given the drum a spin, and the bearings and spider are good. Let me show you. They sound alright. It could be a little bit dry, but they should be fine for now. The suspension is gone, as you can see, and the door seal is a bit twisted, so I don't know if this has been replaced or something. It's got a lot of stagnant water in there, but it is what it is. There's no date on the door, so I'm going to have to go around the back and show you the date of the machine. So it is, I don't even know, to be honest. I think, is it 2007? I think, might be right, might be wrong. So the plan in this video is to get the lid off and the back off, just to have a bit of a look before I plug it in, just to make sure everything's all right. So we'll get the lid off and we'll do a bit of an inspection, I think. So I've taken the screws out. Let's whip the top off, see what's underneath. Right, let's put this to one side. Right, let's see a date. It is, yeah, 2007, July. Yeah, all right. Everything looks to be all right. It doesn't look too bad. Splittable tub, 7 kg drum this is, obviously, as it's a 7 kg model. Pressure switch there, looks all right. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it don't look too bad. I don't know if it's ever been serviced. Obviously, I think the door seal may have been changed, to be fair. It looks like it has, obviously, because it's crooked. Door lock down there. Let's pop the back off and have a look. All right. Lots of belt dust there, so the belt's been rubbing off the back quite a bit by the looks of it. We've got a element there which looks alright, your sump, pump, which is a bit rusty by the looks of it. Yeah, so it's just belt dust really. There's your PCB. I'm gonna have to put my phone in there and try and get a date in a moment. So everything does look alright. It doesn't look too bad. It just looks like the machine's gone berserk and it's obviously been rubbing off the back, which isn't nothing new for these machines. But yeah, so I think without further ado, we'll actually, no, I'll quickly look at the date on the PCB to see if it's been replaced, and then we'll plug it in and see what it does. If it works, then I might put it in the shed now and just see what it does. It needs a good clean though. As you can see, it's quite filthy, to be honest. It's not the cleanest of machines, I've got to be honest. The soap drawer's not much better. It needs a new softener piece, which I have spare of. So yeah, so let's plug it into this thing then. Just quickly make sure it's working. Yeah, it is. This is just a bit of more of a safety precaution, as I don't know if this machine turns on. Should do this anyways. All right, on. Will it switch on or will it not? Alright, on. So then, so far it seems to be all there. Makes me think maybe it's got an element issue. So all the buttons seem to be there. They all seem to work, so that's a positive thing. I think we'll just need to get it in the shed really and just test it in there. Maybe we should just try it on a slow spin or something, just to see if it locks the door and turns. So let's just press start, see what it does. Right, door's locked. Anything? Oh yeah. So this may just well work, to be honest. It just might be thrown out because of obviously how tatty it looks and how dirty it is. Oh wow, that's pretty nasty, that is. Better move that. That's grim. So maybe, like I say, it just needs a good clean up, and I suppose we'll see where we get with it. As I have a feeling it may just work. I might just put a bit of water in it now, just to see if it's watertight before I do put it in the shed, because I don't really want to put it in the shed and you know, it not be watertight. So I don't really want to ruin my floor. Tell you what then, we'll cancel it, then we'll get it in the shed and we'll try it on a spin and see how it sounds. So a couple of days have passed since I last recorded this machine. I got it in the shed in the end, and I did a few tests. I did it on a 95 cotton wash just to clean it out, and it was honestly, it's horrendous the amount of stuff that was coming out of it. I then, once it got to 95, well, roughly around 95, I put it on a wool wash, just like distributed the water around, and it did that, and I got a lot of dirt out of it, and it's completely ruined like some of my towels I put in it just to kind of wash with it. And I've been trying to like flush it out by rinsing it as well, and it's just, honestly, it just, there's so much dirt in it. It just keeps coming out of nowhere. I don't know where it's coming from. So the plan is for this, I think, is to just like take it apart and clean it, because I think the bearing's on like the early stages of going, which you'll probably hear in a minute when I put it on a spin, as I'm gonna put it on a fast spin just so you can hear what it sounds like. But if I open the door, you'll see what I mean by loads of dirt. It's all in the rubber. This is from when I flushed it out earlier. It's just everywhere, you know, you can see it there. It's just so much of it. It's beyond a joke. So I'm probably gonna, like I say, take it apart, do the bearings at the same time, and just give it a really good clean. So partly think that's why this machine was thrown out, was probably because of how dirty it was, and obviously the way it looks. So all them things probably added up, and they thought, you know what, we'll just get a new machine, because why not? You know, if it's dirty, it looks horrible with all the rust or whatever, you're going to get a new machine, aren't you? Well, in most people's logics, that's what they're going to do. Like in there, it's not too bad, but I'm going to get a bit of kitchen roll and rub it around just to get most of this dirt off before I put the towels back in, because I have rinsed them a little bit in the LG, but now it's just made the LG get infested with all these bits, and it's just a nightmare, you know. I don't even know what to do with them towels. I might just throw them away, to be honest, because they're so minging. Yeah, that's what the bearings sound like. They're not too bad. Like the WMA62 and my WT960, the first one I got, they both sounded like this whenever I got them, and when it was in spin, like normal spin, you couldn't actually hear it, but on this one you can. So I don't know, it's just one of those, it's weird really. Like all three of them sound the same, but this one for some reason you can hear it on the spin. So I'm guessing, you know, it's maybe the bearings are a bit more worse than what the other two were. Either way, it doesn't matter, I'm going to replace them. So anyways, let's get the towels in here and we'll give it a fast spin and see how it sounds. Just thought I'll quickly show as well, this is what I just wiped off the drum. These were clean tissues, and you can see the amount of bits of like rubbish that have come out of it. So really it's just a matter of getting the whole drum apart, cleaning it and doing the bearings at the same time, I think, as I'm not going to lie, I can't really be bothered just to be flushing it out with water, you know, because I'm just going to be wasting loads of water doing it. And as the bearings are going anyways, I might as well, you know, just do it manually, clean it by hand whilst I'm doing the bearings. So the towels are in, let's switch it on, put it on a fast spin. All right, 1600, 20 minutes, let's go. Off we go. All right then, it's all finished. You can see some dirt there. There's all dirt all over the glass as well. It's just, you know, it's minging. All that's dirt. That's flicked off the drum during the spin, I think. You know, it's quite bad, really. I think what I might do tomorrow maybe is just get it all apart, give it a clean so it's ready for the new bearings. If everything else is all healthy and the spider's all good and all that, you know. The spider does seem alright, but, you know, who's to say it ain't got any cracks in it and all that, you know. So we'll go off from there. I think if the spider's good, then we'll go with it. If it's not, then I think this machine will be for the bin. As I'm not being funny, I can't save everything, and I'm not really wanting to spend a lot of money on it, if you know what I mean, because it is quite a rough machine. But I would like to keep it going, you know, put a new set of bearings in it and what have you, you know, just to keep it going. So that is the plan for this one. So for now, I think I'm going to leave it here. So yeah, I'll probably see you later. Thanks for watching.